All right, everybody. Welcome to the Comic Panel. I'm Taylon.
And I'm Shawenta.
And we are rolling with half our crew today. Normally we have Cody and Jake with us, but they are unavailable. But for those who are tuning in for the first time, we are a bi-weekly radio show, podcast, comic book club covering any and everything regarding comics and manga. We have each co-host pick a book that follows a specific theme and review a book for each episode. Then we wrap up the theme with a retrospective covering our opinions and favorite moments from each of the books. And this is the start of a new theme. And this time we are focusing on a specific comic book artist by the name of Geof Darrow. For kind of a quick introduction of Geof Darrow, he is a comic book artist who is best known for his work on the comic series Shaolin Cowboy, Hard Boiled, and The Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot. I had to say that many times before I figured out that it was Rusty the Boy Robot, not the Rusty Boy Robot. And apparently he was also one of the storyboard artists for the Matrix series of movies, so that's cool. For our first book, we are reviewing Lieutenant Blueberry. And I forgot to note who worked on Lieutenant Blueberry.
Oh my gosh, Taylon.
Yeah. It was
Jean Giraud,
yes.
Also known as Moebius.
Yes. Which when I found out that Moebius was their pen name, I was like, oh, the Black Ink Hell. I remember.
Yes.
Boy, did I not.
I mean, he's one of the most famous comic book artists ever.
Fair. Yeah. And that's like one of his more popular works, too.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, it was, it influenced, the actual guy,
Yep.
Geof Darrow.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go over what's in Lieutenant Blueberry, because
Yes.
we read the first issue, sort of. It's hard to tell.
Right. It's like a double-sized issue, I think.
Well, it's 52 pages or so, but I meant by, so I know Lieutenant Blueberry started off as, it's similar to Corto Maltese in that it was supposed to be sort of an ensemble cast.
Mm-hmm.
And then people were so interested in Lieutenant Blueberry himself that it became his story, sort of.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm not sure if the one we read is the ensemble or they've already decided he's the main character.
I think this is the ensemble. Based on...
Why call it Lieutenant Blueberry?
Well...
Or is this just when it's finally been collected? Because the originally
maybe.
was in, magazines and such.
Yeah, I could agree with that. It's funny you bring up Corto Maltese because I also made comparisons to Corto Maltese when I was thinking through my thoughts on this comic.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they took some notes from each other.
Sort
Sort of the same timeline.
They are.
It's hard. I'm trying to remember when Corto Maltese was.
It was the 70s, I think.
This was done 63.
Okay, yeah, so about the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Whole 10 years difference.
Well, I don't know if it's early 70s, late 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lieutenant Blueberry follows two military members in post-Civil War America. One is Lieutenant Craig, a proud son of a military general who just graduated from West Point. The other is Lieutenant Blueberry, a member of the U.S. Cavalry with a bit of a rebel streak. Both are on their way to Fort Navajo when they come across Philip Stanton's ranch, and it's been ransacked by the Apaches, by the look of it. And there's a tribe of Native Americans?
It's probably some of the indigenous people in the area.
Yeah. But this is confusing to Craig because Americans and the Apaches have been peaceful for years. But Craig finds Stanton in the rubble with just enough left in him to inform them that his attackers kidnapped his son. Craig, driven by a sense of duty, risks facing the Native Americans on his own to rescue the boy. He nearly captures the Apaches, he is nearly captured by the Apaches, but with Blueberry's help, he narrowly escapes, and they are ultimately unable to find the boy. Realizing they can't do much more, they continue to Fort Navajo. Once there, things take a turn. Colonel Dickson, who is in charge of the fort, gets bitten by a rattlesnake and has to convalesce, leaving Major Bascom in command, someone who has a deep-seated hatred for Native Americans. Unfortunately, this happens right before a peaceful meeting was supposed to take place to discuss the boy's whereabouts. Bascom, seeing an opportunity, launches an attack on the Apaches while they're off guard, sparking an even greater conflict between the American troops and the Apaches, who are now preparing for war. So Shawinta chose this book, and I don't want to say a little bit about why you did that.
I mean, I've always wanted to read Lieutenant Blueberry. It's a gorgeous book. I would cry if I could own, like, an older copy. Not virtually.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I've seen the art over the years, and I've always been like, okay, we should look into that. And when you chose Geof Darrow, I don't even know his name, sorry.
It's Jeff.
Jeff?
Normally, Jeff is spelled with 2 F's, but it's only 1. So, it's Jeff.
What do you... But it's a G.
Yeah. Yeah, there are people whose name is spelled that way.
But it's short for Joffrey.
What? Maybe some names.
I think his name is Geof.
I did not know that Jeff was short for Joffrey. That's wild.
In his case, it's spelled Geof.
Yeah. So Jeff.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, I was like, I'd never heard of Geof Darrow. And so I was not sure where to start.
Oh, I gotcha.
And so when I saw that Lieutenant Blueberry was like a huge influence on him when he was starting out, to the point where he moved to France to like work with Jean Giraud, and then that fell through. I was like, okay, well, that's like a big part of his life. I kind of want to see how it relates once we read some of his actual stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And who can pass up a classic Western?
That's, yeah. Were you guys talking about that at one point?
I don't know. What do you mean? What were we talking about?
At some point, Western came up in our conversations like a week or 2 weeks ago, maybe in the last episode.
It was Corto Maltese.
Was that?
Corto Maltese is very much like a Western, like, I'm a lone cowboy. Yeah. But he has his boat, of course.
Fair. So, what were your expectations going into it?
What were your expectations, Talon?
All right. Yeah, I was like, I actually didn't have any. I was just like, okay, we're going to get into this. But I will say, I did not expect to like it. So.
Okay, so you saw the front cover. Did you kind of tell it was old and have some sort of preconceptions about that?
I think it was more, I didn't know anything about it. And so I just kind of assumed.
Moebius did it?
I did at the time, because I looked it up, like, why you chose this book. I'm not sure how much that actually had to do with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, there wasn't some influence of that.
Okay, well, I assumed I would like the art, and when I opened it up for the first time, because I didn't read it before I suggested it, I never got a chance to. I never knew that there was some available on the archive online.
Yeah.
Internet Archive. I think it's the first 4 books. Issues, kind of. 52 pages each or so. So I did end up reading one more issue than I asked us to read. So I know a little bit more about what happens in the story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I first opened it up, I was like, oh, this is a lot of words. And that's when I was like, okay, we'll just read the first issue. I'm sure it'll wrap itself up nicely.
Well, I mean...
It ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I mean, any good comic issue that wants you to get to read to the next one will do that.
That's true. I do agree it was very wordy. So I think the amount that you had us read were great.
Okay.
Yeah. What do we think of the volume overall in a sentence?
Detailed and gripping.
I like that. I think I would highlight...
You gonna call it wordy and thrilling?
No, I would say unexpected but interesting character dynamics. I don't know if that's a sentence, but...
Sort of a sentence. I mean, both of us are sort of incomplete sentences.
Yeah. Maybe we should just make that question, what would you say in few words?
Okay, I do want to know why you liked the book.
Yeah. Okay. So, for me, it was the part of the unexpected part was that Lieutenant Blueberry starts off as kind of as I indicated in the summary, like a little bit of a rebel streak. I wasn't quite sure the adjective to describe it. I'm still not sold on rebel. But
he's a delinquent.
Yeah, you can say it that way.
I mean, like the really upstanding Lieutenant Craig.
Right.
He finds himself in a saloon. He's like, oh, what am I doing here in this bar?
Yeah.
He doesn't even want an alcoholic drink.
Well,
and he finds Blueberry cheating everybody out of their money.
Yeah. So how they meet is that he goes into the saloon and Lieutenant Blueberry is about to get beat up, but Craig steps in and is like, hey, you guys get out of here. And then when he finds out that the guy was actually cheating, he was like, oh, well.
I can't believe I stood up for you.
Yeah.
It is very nice that he thought so upstandingly of him.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about Blueberry?
Yeah. I mean, Craig's first instinct is to be like, oh, I gotta help out this guy because clearly they're just ganging up on him for no reason.
Yeah. I kind of looked at that as like, I'd help anybody who's being attacked. I suppose some people might look more like they asked for it.
What, so you think... Are you saying that Craig is, like, naive?
No. I think it's less about, like, him thinking of him positively and just kind of more, like, assuming he's like anybody else. Because he wasn't even... Yeah. He was surprised that he was going to Fort Navajo, too.
It's hard to say positive outlook on life. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's part of the proud. Like, so he's like confident. Maybe a little bit too much for his own good. Oh, definitely too much for his own good.
Yeah. So you liked the main two characters kind of interacting.
Yeah. So when Lieutenant Blueberry was first introduced as this kind of
ruffian
delinquent kind of, that wasn't noteworthy to me, that part in particular. But over time, you see him do things that were selfless. And that was
despite his what he says verbally, he ends up choosing to do the right thing most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, as good as it can get, I guess.
Right. And so that came off to me a little more like he was being intentional or deliberate with his choices. And so I was like, oh, I like that. I can respect that. And even when
he's like pressured to go save Craig at first, You don't get the feeling that he does it, throwing his life away. He has an intention to get in there and get out of there, and he believes in himself to enough of an extent to try it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it'd have been easy for it to come off like, because when Craig goes off to find the boy and risks his life trying to, face the Native Americans, he was at first with these two girls who were also going to Fort Navajo, and they convince Blueberry to go and save Craig. And I think it would have been easy to portray that as like, oh, he was just doing it for the girls kind of thing. But he was like a genuine, like, no, you're right. He can be saved, It's worth it.
And there's also, there's a good contrast between Craig and Blueberry in that Craig does seem pressured by the presence of the women, like the lady and her aunt. He's trying to be heroic to a fault, where it's like you shouldn't go off on your own. You can't single-handedly do that. That's almost vain to think that you can single-handedly do it.
Okay.
But he's trying to do the right thing to some extent too. So it's a mix of that. He does seem, and Blueberry, I guess it's more of Blueberry implies that Craig felt pressured by the presence of the women to go save the kid right away. Mm-hmm. And then the women are telling him, like, well, why aren't you going too? You're so cowardly. Well, they don't say that exactly, but they sort of say that underhandedly.
Yeah.
And Blueberry is like, I would go if there was a chance of it actually working. I'm just not going to throw myself away for something that's not ever going to work. And, even the other people present, like the stage driver, like, admits that too. He's like, yeah, he's right. That guy's not going to make it. And then the lady's like, well, oh man, I feel bad now for encouraging him. You should go get him.
Yep. He's like,
I mean, good on her for willing to, like, change her mind. Be like, oh.
Yeah.
It's not heroic to throw your life away.
Like, nope. Yeah, so...
Okay, so some of the character intentions seem very clearly thought out. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
And I agree with that, too.
Oh, what would you say? Why did you like it?
No, you can say a little more if you want.
Yeah, because this is as good a spot as any to say this. Where my comparison to Corto Maltese is that Corto and Blueberry feel very off in the beginning, feel very similar because they're both kind of like the march to the beat of their own drum.
They're aloof to some extent, right?
Yeah. But then where Blueberry distinguishes himself is that he has those moments of what I think are intentionality that's like not... He doesn't make the choice because that's the only choice he has to make. He just finds himself doing that, but it's like, no, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to do this.
He does seem to have some underlying motivation, even if it's not super apparent to the reader right away what it is.
Yeah.
Versus, I can see what you mean, Corto Maltese. I think this is kind of why a lot of us didn't end up liking certain parts is... I don't know, Corto Maltese just drifts from problem to problem.
Yeah.
Maybe doing something at the last moment to save everybody. But only because he was there and standing right there. I don't know. It's hard to remember exactly, but I do get the feeling that Corto Maltese leaned into the, like, drifting wanderer more than Blueberry is.
Yeah. Which, to me, is like, that's surprising. And I think it's interesting having read these two comics kind of similarly because I don't think I would have been able to understand. Because, like, I don't think I would have been able to put into words why I disliked Quarter Maltese, but, like, I dislike him as a person versus Blueberry, where I was like, I can at least respect him. It's like,
yeah, he may not always choose the decision that you like, but you get the feeling that it's his decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, even with the story itself, I think I agree a lot. Like, Craig is really interesting as the, like, upstanding person at first,
Mm-hmm.
in contrast to Blueberry's general aloofness at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way it develops from there, as they get mired in this, like, really tense situation.
Yeah.
Can we all admit that, like, a lot of this would be solved if Major Bascom was just killed?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I don't want to follow his orders, but he's in charge. He's like, this guy sucks.
And you're like, the colonel who's in charge
Colonel
is like
Dickson.
Yeah. It's like you could just reassign him, right? Just get him out of here.
But I mean, that's the problem, right? Colonel Dickson is like, he's just really passionate.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
It's
I think he's greedy and selfish. And I think he'd
ambitious.
burn everything down if it meant hurting everybody else.
Yeah. And I don't even think so. Like, what happens in the story is Colonel Dickson gets bit by a rattlesnake, and so he's in commission or out of commission. Yeah. And so Major Bascom takes over. But at the very end, isn't it that? Oh wait, maybe I'm misremembering. I thought the colonel wakes up a little bit.
No, he doesn't. They lie.
Okay. They lie.
Okay, so hopefully I'm not getting confused with the next one. I might be. It's a little... Sorry, I read them back to back because as we can tell, I couldn't stop reading it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure he doesn't give any commands, anything. He doesn't step in at the last moment if he's just out of commission.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was
so
like.
Bascom gets to go ahead with his plan of sneak attacking at this supposed, like, peaceful meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I gotta say, like, the tension of, okay, we finally have this meeting, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, to have the person taking charge be taken out, and to have this guy we can't even stand take his place. I'm like, oh, that is a good tension right there. I was sitting on
punch in the gut.
Yeah. Yep. It's like, what is this guy doing? Yeah. Get this man's out of here.
Nobody likes him.
Nope.
It's crazy. And then there's like it's interesting. It's hard to know what you're gonna get when there's Native Americans set in a story written by non-Americans.
And
also written so far back in time comparatively to our lifespans. I'm like, the 60s, I wasn't even born then.
Right. My parents weren't even born.
Oh my gosh, Taylon. One of my parents was born then.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's hard to know what you're going to get, is what I'm saying. And so it's interesting with Lieutenant Crow,
right.
The mixed blood guy, and how he has to hide his feelings towards Bascom. As Bascom is like, I hate that guy. I wish I could kill that guy.
Yeah.
I just feel like, okay, this is where I work. This is my job. Guy's my boss.
Yeah. I'm major respect, just being able to take that. I know I couldn't. I'd be like, I think I need to leave.
I know, I'm like, maybe you should just leave.
But also, it is the military, so
Yeah, that's true. That's the thing. That's what makes this tale so gripping, is it's the military.
Yeah.
They can't kill him. That would be like horrible, going against rules, murder.
Yeah.
It's not a solution as much as you want it to be.
Right. It couldn't have been Bascom to get bit by the snake.
It couldn't, because good things can't happen to make things better. That doesn't make a story. You can only make things worse. Okay, well, so what I actually mean by that is that thing in story they say where if an accident happens, it shouldn't be a good accident because it feels unearned.
Oh.
Yeah, how would you feel if the story was like, and then Bascom got bit by a rattlesnake, and then we settled and had a peaceful talk, and everybody was fine?
Yeah, that's fair.
You'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that comes after a lot of disappointment, disappointing turns, and you're like, finally.
Just hit after hit after hit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Bascom keeps getting promoted.
Yeah, you'd think that, like, I expected there to be some points where, like, the people he was giving orders to, for them to be like, well, he may be crazy, but I can kind of see his point.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like everybody at the Fort Navajo is like, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I seem to be getting caught up on, like, the characters. We talked a little bit about the story itself. It's very interesting.
Yeah, agreed. Did we...
I can definitely see... I can see how Blueberry becomes the main character. Like you were saying, he kind of seems like a side character first. And then within this single issue, 52 pages, he starts to take more and more of a primary seat. I mean, first of all, he's like a really good shot.
Yeah.
He's got kind of fight-winning abilities. More than the rest, at least.
Well, I mean, he's a really established military. Like, he has a really good record.
Well,
I mean,
a mixed record, right?
Well, mixed, I guess, in the sense that, he gets sent to Fort Navajo, right? Bad behavior. And so, but outside of that...
He's got a good battle record. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you said that.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at.
Versus his personal conduct.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what do we not like about the book? If we have anything.
I don't know, maybe Bascom's too cartoony in his evilness.
You saw it coming.
Yeah, he sees like a wandering band of indigenous people. Not even wandering. I think they're moving from one home to another,
Oh, like women and children. Like, now
he's like, I see women and children, let's kill them.
You're like...
It's so evil.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that thing again of you're like, yeah, I kind of think they were like this at the time.
Yeah.
The worst of them,
Yeah, I could believe it.
And who's going to stop him? The people who is under his command?
Mm-hmm.
They have to be a mutiny.
Or just bring a bugle.
Yeah. That's another thing. Blueberry's fast on his feet, thinking wise.
Yeah. And he carries with him a bugle from his Civil War days.
Yeah.
I won't tell you which side he was fighting for. He fought for the South.
I mean, no, he didn't.
Well, he was, and then he defected, I guess. I don't know if that's the word.
Yeah.
He switched sides.
He was like, I can't abide by slave ownership, is what he said.
Oh, yeah, fair. Okay. Maybe I got caught up in the shock. I felt, because the scene where it was the colonel who was like, oh my gosh, you fought for the South?
I mean, and they're right next to Mexico now, so they're kind of in the South, but it's west.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in New Mexico.
America was weird. What do you mean all of that used to be Mexico?
No, I said they were in New Mexico.
No, I know, but all of it used to be Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Old maps, right? Where it's just like, this is Mexico. And they're like, now we're naming it Oregon. Oregon. All of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of the history stuff was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I get the feeling that they did as accurately a portrayal as you can do when you're doing a more thrilling-based Western set in America 100 years ago more.
Well, I guess it would have been 100 years from there. You're right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Time just keeps passing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to think of what I didn't like. I can't really blame the story for me feeling uncomfortable with how mean they are to Native Americans.
Yeah.
At times. Yeah. But also, I don't know what it was like back then.
Yeah, I think that it's portrayed fairly well.
Of its time.
Yeah. I would, just my gut feeling of, if they've been at peace for a while, it's like, you have a lot of people who would be like, yeah, we're cool with them. And then you got like that one bad apple. Well,
I will say, so the theory is that the Native Americans who attacked that white farm-owning family, their little ranch, it's supposed to be Native Americans who have basically, they've dropped feathers from the local tribes and kind of framed them for the crime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the theory.
Right. So it's not the Apaches. I forgot. They said they're from Mexico?
Yeah, I don't know if they give an actual name to them.
Yeah, no, they not a name, but they say where they're from because they're aware. But for some reason, the Egypt comes to my mind. I'm like, that's not right at all.
Jeez.
The Indians from Egypt. Sure.
The Indians from Mexico are just indigenous Mexicans.
Yeah.
But then when they exist in America, they're Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, even the Apaches got that border. That border's there. Oh, we're no longer the same. I don't know.
We don't have to get into indigenous politics.
That was a bad joke.
This is our group, and that's their group, and we're not the same. We could never be friends.
We're Americans. They're Mexicans. We are not the same.
I mean, once you draw that border...
Mm-hmm.
I also, we've talked about already, I like the history aspects of it. I like even them talking about Fort Navajo, them recognizing their situation where they're like, yeah, the people who really know the wilderness well could just cut us off from all our sources of food and outside help.
Right.
Like, that's just how it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it still is to some extent. We just don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in Alaska.
Yeah, true.
We're not so different, us in the past. We should talk about the art.
Yeah. What did you think of the art?
When it was good, it was really good. Other times, sometimes it was a little wonky. Sometimes I had trouble telling Blueberry apart from Crow.
Really?
That might just be a me thing.
Huh.
Later on, I get to see them in like a good light. I'm like, oh, that's so-and-so, and that's so-and-so, and I can see the clear differences. Mm-hmm. But for a while there, I was like, is Blueberry supposed to be Native American?
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. When you said it, you were confused by their faces, I just assumed you meant that Crow looked white.
I mean, he like walks up. I don't know. They just verbally have to be like, that's that half Native American guy.
Well, I mean, I can understand why you're confused because he's half Native American. Who knows what the other half is?
We get some scenes in the second issue that I read where like Blueberry and Crow are talking to each other, and their faces are so clear and they're so clearly different. But in that first issue, I feel like maybe just their heads are so tiny in some of the panels.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm assuming you did not run into that same issue. You didn't have trouble telling people apart?
No.
Skill issue, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, some people have it, some people don't.
Okay, but sometimes faces were a little wonky.
Yeah,
when they were like squished into panels.
What I noticed was that it looked like the watercolors like kind of leaked off of the outline.
Oh, that might also be just the printing or the age. I don't know what they scanned this from.
Fair.
I kind of love the coloring. It's like old style in such a fun way. It's not overly rendered, which I don't think this is such a heavy ink style.
And
pre Mike Mignola.
Heavily inked meaning a lot of blacks.
I would just say it leans on inking a lot of times. You know, there's strong blacks to show shadows. Sometimes the black sections also show off the texture, so you don't even need to paint the texture with the color because it's already done with the black of the ink. And so there's just splashes of color to like, oh, this is a blue coat. We're not really caring about showing where the light's coming from with the blue because we've already done that with the ink part.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think the scenes are really set well too. Like you get a sense of where they are.
Yeah. I didn't really get a lot from the art. It was more like one of those things where, you didn't notice it that much, so it was good by that standard.
Good sign.
Yeah. But I think I can agree with you that the colors are really good.
Man, if we read this back in 1963 when it first came out, our minds would have been blown. It's still kind of blowing my mind, some of it.
I do think I would much rather see this physically than digitally.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the art just got even better by issue 2.
Okay.
Like, I didn't really grab any of the pages from issue 1. I was like, they're good, they're fine. But issue 2, I started seeing like characters standing and talking to each other. I was like, oh, that's gorgeous.
Nice.
Maybe it's just getting better.
I can believe it.
I will say, since we're reading a translation, oof, at where they put the text in the bubbles.
Oh, what do you mean?
It's just...
like some space?
Yeah, weird spacing. I mean, we deal with it so often because so many of the things we read are translated. Can't really blame the comic itself.
Yeah. About the translation, I was looking on Wikipedia at one point, and they were talking about the Blueberry series specifically, the one that spins off of this. But they were describing the name Donovan, and I was like, is the translation just totally wrong with Blueberry's name?
Oh. Do you know the answer to that?
No, I don't.
That's his real name.
Donovan. See, that's not what it said. That's not what was written when he was saying his name.
He doesn't say his real name.
Oh, he doesn't?
He calls himself Blueberry for a reason.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so spoilers.
I see. I got you.
I guess we got to read more Blueberry to find out.
Yeah. Do we have anything more to say about the art?
No, it's Moebius. You should read it if you like art.
Yes. So now we're going to transition into discussing our theme. So our theme being the comic book artist, Geof Darrow. So the question is, do we know anything about Geof Darrow?
I know nothing about Geof Darrow.
I as well know nothing. Except
okay,
for...
I read his Wikipedia when you first said this was the theme, and I still feel like I know nothing about him other than the fact that he really wanted to work with Jean Giraud Moebius. I guess I kind of hyper-fixated on that fact.
Yeah, the Shaolin Cowboy series that was like the first thing that was listed for him. I was like, wow, that's an interesting idea. Just a Japanese cowboy. I didn't...
I think Shaolin means Chinese.
Oh. Chinese cowboy.
Just so you know.
Good to know. I did not mean to offend anyone who is listening.
Watch me be wrong. Now I corrected you. But it's like the kung fu fighting style, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
No. I may watch Enter the Dragon, but I'm not.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Really? Oh.
It shows how our interests do not intersect in the same way. Okay, so we don't know anything about Geof Darrow.
Except that his name is Jeff.
His name is Geoffrey Darrow, so I'm going to call him Geoff.
Wait, that's his actual name?
I told you that earlier in the episode.
Oh, I misunderstood what you meant.
His full name is Geoffrey.
Ah, gotcha. It's Jeffrey Darrow. There you go.
Geoff? Okay, but I've seen his art, and like I can see how he's influenced by Moebius.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm interested in, reading his actual story, and I'm curious if we will see some similarities to Blueberry.
All right, yeah.
I can't know in advance, though.
True. What I saw of Shaolin Cowboy it made me think of more like Little Bird. What's his name? He did do a power bomb.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm forgetting his name right now, which sucks.
Is it Daniel Warren Johnson?
Artist. Yeah.
Yeah. So his art style reminded me more of that. Daniel Warren Johnson?
Yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah.
Which I mean, you can talk to any comic book artist, and if you trace them back, they'll be influenced by Moebius, whether they know it or not.
Oh, it's inevitable. You can't get away from it.
You kind of can't, because all the people you look up to are influenced by Moebius.
Okay.
But I can see what you mean by the similarities. The kind of I love to call it like a sketchy, dirty style.
Yeah.
In a very good way.
Personally, I don't like that kind of style. So, but
I think it's used well in certain things, especially in Do a Power Bomb.
Mm.
I mean, like, there were certain panels where it's like, I don't care for this style being used this way, but then other panels where it's like, yeah, this style makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I guess that's where influence comes in, right? You pick what you like, you pick what you don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, so, Talon, your question for this was, do you agree with Geof Darrow that this art is noteworthy from Lieutenant Blueberry?
I honestly don't even know. Because I think if it was...
Because you didn't even notice the art.
Well, not just because of that. So, I mean, just off of my own interaction with the art, I would say no, I don't agree. But also, given the fact that this is of an older time, I think it would make more sense to have thought about, what would I have thought about had I been in that time.
It's also kind of unfair for me to say this, but we read something else recently that was around the same time, right? We read the Galactus trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
That's Jack Kirby, which he also influenced Geof Darrow.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, thinking about that art, and that art's still really good. Like, it's Jack Kirby. But then thinking about how much more organic this art feels with the characters.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good...
If I had to choose one, I'd choose this one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think about, Quarter Maltese, which is around this time-ish. And I'm like, yeah, this is better.
Yeah, and those are... The two we mentioned are, like, both really popular for that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, now we talked a little bit about Geof Darrow's and the art influence. What are you hoping to read by Geof Darrow? Or Geof Darrow?
Well, you already said the one you want to read, right?
Yeah. Shaolin Cowboy.
So you're saying I should have chosen that, so you couldn't choose it?
I would have gotten what I wanted either way, so yeah, sure.
Well, what would you have chosen if you couldn't choose that one?
I mean, I have two other options.
I suppose. That's all he's ever done, 3 things.
Yeah. You got Hard Boiled, you got the boy and the... Hold on. The big man and the rusty boy robot.
The big guy and Rusty the boy robot?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm interested in the big guy and Rusty the boy robot because it's written by Frank Miller, which I'm like,
oh,
what the heck is going to be in that?
I didn't even know that. Yeah, fair.
Just a little known artist / writer.
Yeah.
I think he's also worked with Frank Miller on other stuff like Hard Boiled was them too.
Gotcha.
What a duo.
Yeah. Oh, so thinking of Shaolin Cowboy and that art, I wonder if it'd be similar to what's that book? Wow. I just had it. They made a movie off of it. Sin City. There we go. Because that's also Frank Miller, right?
Yeah. So, you saying you're expecting some similarities between them?
Yeah.
Frank Miller is Frank Miller. He really does what he knows, in my opinion.
Do you think that his art is kind of distinctive?
Frank Miller's?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, think about all the designs in Sin City.
Yeah.
Like, they're not realistic. They're very stylized in an interesting way.
Okay.
How big that dude's shoulders were.
Yeah.
So funny.
Fair. Those are nuances that I don't think I would pick up on.
Yeah, I mean, I have to really think about it to try to come up with the right words for describing Frank Miller's stuff. And I still feel like I fail half the time. It's art. They're all different. They're all the same. Oh, well.
They're all the same.
So, Geof Darrow, it seems like he mostly does the art and other people write.
Okay. That's interesting.
Well, I was asking you that. I think he's the only one he really writes is Shaolin Cowboy. Yeah,
I didn't look into it much, so...
Well, we're going to find out soon.
Exactly. Don't worry. We'll come back 2 weeks from now. I'll know everything there is to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Talon, what is one thing we hope to see as the story continues?
Lieutenant Blueberry. I want to see how Blueberry and Craig's relationship progresses. I kind of get the feeling that there's going to be a little bit more of a... Well, I guess... I don't know if I get this feeling, but I would want to see...
You hope to see more of a push and pull, right?
I'd say more, push, pull. I guess the word that's coming to my mind is buddy cop, but not in the actual sense. But
I get what you mean, though. Like, we've seen them in the beginning where they don't get along, and Blueberry has to save him, and you kind of want to see them be able to, because of this horrible conflict, be able to get past their differences and find a way to work together.
Yeah.
Okay. And we know that I read more, so I want to say that the reason I read more is because I really wanted to know how they were going to deal with Major Bascom. I guess he became Colonel Bascom for a little bit there, sort of.
Oh, man, he did keep getting promoted.
All you have to do is have your boss get bitten by a rattlesnake.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Okay, so I was gripped by this story. I had to read more, and you're hoping to see some more of the character dynamic develop.
Yep. Yeah, indeed. Well, yeah. You really have anything more to say?
No, that's our review of Lieutenant Blueberry, issue 1.
Yeah, and if you like this episode, be sure to follow us on Twitter at The Comic Panel 1 and listen to more of us on Spotify. Our title is The Comic Panel Podcast. You can listen to us on KSUAradio.com or 91.5 FM, Fairbanks, Alaska. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks from now for our new book, which you will find out 2 weeks from now. I'm Taylon.
And I'm Shawinta.
And thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.